limit x tends to 0, natural log of psi x over x divided by x squared. And we want to compute this limit. You plug in x equal to 0. You see that natural log of this one, this terms psi x over x, x tends to 0. This is standard limit. You should know this equal to 1. If you don't know, this is form psi 0 over 0, 0 over 0. You can do L'Hopital rule, which is cosine x over 1, x tends to 0, cosine 0 divided by 1, 1 divided by 1, which is 1. So this is of the type ln 1 divided by 0 squared, which is 0 over 0. So you use L'Hopital rule to compute the limit. But because we have natural log, I want to write down as ln a over b, ln a minus ln b. So to simplify that a bit before doing derivative, x tends to 0, ln psi x minus ln x, x squared. Now I do derivative, limit x to 0. So this is ln of u prime, ln u prime divided by u. You think of u here as psi of x, for example. Limit psi x prime cosine x divided by u. I just write 1 over u psi x. That's for the first term. The second term, ln x prime 1 divided by x, 2x prime, x squared prime 2 times x. This one is limit x to 0, cosine x over psi x minus 1 over x. So let's put it cosine x minus, so common denominators is x times psi x, and up there have cosine x minus x times cosine minus psi x divided by 2x, and then you have limit x to 0, x times cosine x minus psi x, 2 times x squared times psi x. I hope you understand this step. It's just computation here. Rewrite this one as this. Now let's see what type we have here. X tends to 0. This is 0 times 1, right? Minus 0 over 0. Type 0 over 0. We use L'Hopital rule again. So let's do that. Limit x to 0 of this term prime, this one prime over this one prime. Limit x to 0. I use the product rules for the first terms. So x prime 1 cosine x, x cosine prime minus psi x, psi prime cosine. Similarly, you use product rule for this one. 2 x squared psi cosine x, 4 x psi x. Limit x to 0. Cosine minus cosine, so you only have x times psi of x, and down there you have 2 times x squared cosine x, 4 times x psi x. Now you see that up there you have x times psi of x, down there you have something x squared. So I could just divide it, numerators and denominators, by x squared, by this one. limit x to 0. So you have minus psi x divided by x. So minus x divided by x squared. Minus psi x divided by x. And down there you have 2 times cosine, 4 times psi over x. So note here, divided by x squared up there, divided by x squared down there. Now let's compute this. Limit x to 0 minus, I put minus here, sine x over x multiplies with 1 over the whole thing here. So we have 2 times cosine x, 4 times sine x over x. So for now you are familiar with this one. So we have this limit, multiply this limit sine x over x, x to 0, limit 1, 2 cosine x, 4 sine x over x, x to 0. The first factors tend to 1. Sine x over x, x to 0 tend to 1. This one, x to 0, 1 divided by 2, 4 times 1. You see that this one, cosine 0 equal to 1. This one tends to 1. Minus 1 times 1 over 2 plus 4. So which is minus 1 over 6. This limit is minus 1 over 6.